The story is basically the rivalry of two characters, Manrique and the Count Luna, for the love of Leonora. In the case of Manrique, it's a true love, and in the case of the Count Luna, it's more jealousy, inspired by jealousy and lust. So the story is infinitely complicated by the fact that, unbeknownst to the two characters, they are brothers.
One of the things that's on my mind about this piece is actually for people who maybe aren't familiar with opera, for whom this might be a kind of new thing. It's kind of a great place to start, actually, this piece. Yeah. You know, the music is fantastic, absolutely fantastic, incredibly engaging, and I think really accessible as a piece as well.
We have decided to update the action to the Spanish Civil War and to make the Count Luna the head of the nationalist forces and Manrique the head of the Republican forces, who were largely a militia assembled from different countries, young idealistic people coming to Spain to defend democracy. And so the story is being played out in that context. And
what was kind of really striking about Ben's thinking about it for me was that he had managed to come up with a kind of context for the piece that had that was really tangible in terms of an historical reality, if you like. But at the same time, it played into all the kind of extraordinary poetic resonances of the piece as well. So it was a great idea as a place to start.
I think in this day and age, people expect that when they come in. Everybody is so visually literate from TV and from film that it's not good enough anymore for people to come in and feel that they're getting some museum version of a piece. I think people want the totality of the experience, the oral experience and the visual experience, the dramatic experience, and that's our job as a creative team. To deliver that to the audiences. And you know, we're being very well supported by the team here, a very experienced group of people. There are challenges with this festival because you're turning around 3 main stage operas and 4 or 5 other smaller productions in a very short space of time.
First time designing for the festival, and I mean, it is an extraordinarily beautiful theatre. That's one thing to say about it, and I hope we're kind of exploiting as fully as we can what an extraordinary theatre it is, both kind of technically and visually.
This iteration of the Wexford Festival that we're involved in is the 74th consecutive Wexford Festival, and that's remarkable in itself. I mean, it's a niche European opera festival that is thought very highly of, not just in Europe, but I work in America, and I work in Canada a lot. And when I mention I'm from Wexford, people will always say, "Oh, well, tell us about the Wexford Festival." So there is that, but also the fact that it takes place in a small provincial Irish town, a population of about, 20,000 people, and that we bring all these people together, both Irish people, UK people and people from all over Europe and other parts of the world, to Wexford for that 3 weeks every year is really remarkable. And I think that what Rosetta Cucci has done since she's taken over as artistic director is to take the opera festival out of the opera house more, and with the pop-up opera and the community opera down at the grain store and other events that happen around the town, there is that great sense of the whole town being involved. It doesn't just happen within the 4 walls of the opera house, and I think that's great too.